Hey guys, hey fam.
Hello.
This is Patrick, and I'm Jummy, aka Uju. P&J's, Patrick&Jummys. You get the gist, you get the drift. Okay, so we want to discuss very quickly, as quickly as we can, this thing that has been going on in the Bakers Fair about what is a self-taught baker versus, like who is qualified to be called a self-taught baker. And I just had some real thoughts about this, primarily because they're shaking a table that I was standing on. I mean, baby,
True.
shaking the table, shaking. I'm like, what is all this one about? So we just said that, I think I should discuss with a very objective person. He's always objective. He's not going to be on my side. So that's why it's good. Happy wife, happy life. Remember that.
Yes, of course.
So that's why it's good for us to have this conversation. So that's what we're going to be discussing, right? So, babe, who's a self-taught baker?
Yeah, so, topic. Who's a self-taught baker?
Mm-hmm.
Massive issue. I think
it's not a massive issue. I think it's just been too much of a big deal. It's kind of being made out of it in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's more. Yeah, well, the truth about it. Let's start from. What do you mean by self-taught?
Yeah, so there's this school of thought that if you have learned anything online, any kind of resource, you can't call yourself a self-taught baker. You have to have, for you to be a self-taught baker, you have to have conjured up all your recipes yourself and every single thing for you to be called, for you to say I'm a self-taught baker. So you can't have gotten any resources from anyone.
So the narrative that's being purported basically is that for you to be self-taught, that means you didn't learn anything from anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You
from
didn't
any
get any resource, nothing. So basically, you're Pythagoras, you're Einstein, you're the inventor. That's what it is.
Essentially,
I'm an inventor. That don't work. All right, so let's take a look at the dictionary meaning of self-taught. Yeah.
Okay.
So said self-taught is an adjective. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Having become as specified by teaching oneself without the aid of formal education. You see, that's where
I think that's the key word.
Yeah.
Formal education.
Yeah.
So for me, I think there's this idea that if you say you're self-taught, you're trying to discard the fact that you've learned from somebody, whether it's an online resource or not. It's some kind of arrogance to say that you taught yourself everything.
Yeah.
But ideally for me, I feel like being self-taught is like, you're even trying to give kudos to those who have had formal training. I'm saying, I don't think I'm qualified enough to call myself a professionally trained baker. I'm self-taught. Doesn't mean I won't bake a professionally trained baker under the table.
Yeah.
But I would say I'm self-taught.
Yeah.
Because no one formally, I haven't got to any formal school, I don't have any certification, I don't have any formality in my baking experience.
I think that's the basic differentiator, because the fact that you can actually, self-coach without expecting, any formal or direct coaching from somebody else. Mm-hmm. The fact that you have the ability to go out there, to be persistent enough, without no consequence or anything, to go out there and gain knowledge, practice that knowledge, evaluate yourself, and then be consistent at delivering quality. I believe that's self-taught.
It's almost like a dissertation. When you're doing a dissertation, you go through requirement gathering, you go to different sources, you search for different things, and then you bring it together.
Yeah, but dissertation still has that element of, I've got my, my project supervisor or something that's still going to evaluate.
No, what I'm saying is that is my dissertation. Nobody can say, I can't say you taught me this, because I went out and I gathered so much information and I made it my own.
Fair enough.
So it's my dissertation. Nobody else will have that exact dissertation.
Absolutely, yes.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yes,
So it becomes mine. No, I
Okay.
said I don't believe that even if you're self-taught, you can't be self-taught out of thin air. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because every time you go, even if you look at 5 different recipes and you go on your own, nobody's coaching you. No, don't put that. No, don't do this. You're going to make mistakes. So essentially, you're going to learn from your own mistakes.
So let me ask you a question. So let's go through it. So imagine your mother, right, or your elder sister used to be a baker, and you grew up in a house where there's baking, right? Wouldn't you say that you watching her bake, practicing with her bake, and then you extending to go, look at other bakers, see what they do and all that. Wouldn't that be self-taught?
It depends. If my mom was there to coach me so I'm learning from her, then I'm now doing it, and she's there like, no, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. Then she taught me. But if I saw her doing it and I went out of my own and I started trying it and I failed and I tried and I failed and I tried and eventually I succeeded, then I taught myself. She mentored me, she inspired me, but she didn't teach me.
I think I've landed something in my mind. That's because when Jimmy was talking, self-taught, the opposite of self-taught
It's trained, isn't it?
is formal training.
Yeah.
So informal training, more or less, informal or...
No, not even informal training.
Anything that you don't get a degree from.
Or you don't have a formal coach.
A formal coach, anything, yeah. Someone that's coaching you, directing you and all that. That's you self-taught.
Yeah, like so we're working, we have a bakery, right?
Right.
The bakers that work under me can't say they're self-taught.
No, because they're taking apart, they're learning, the guidance, all
they
that.
Can't
exactly.
claim self-taught.
Yeah.
But for someone like me, I never worked in a bakery, I never had a teacher, you too.
Uh-huh.
You can do something.
Me, I can actually say I'm the self-taught.
You are self-taught. You can do some fondant more than professionally trained, some fondant figurines more than some professionally trained people.
Without wanting to have a big extra, but
yeah. No bragging.
But no doubt still.
But still, sometimes you have to toot your own horn in a sense, right? You're not gonna. So if someone says, if you tell somebody now, are you self-taught or are you professionally trained? What will you say? We say you're professionally trained.
How no?
Exactly. That's why we say we're self-taught.
YouTube don't give no certifications, you know.
Are we gonna say we're to school of YouTube?
Yeah, school of YouTube.
The school of TV.
The school of Insta. Coach Body.
Body.
Shout out Coach Body.
Oh, we watched your show,
that
man. And then, watching shows like that, you can't really learn. You can be fascinated. You can go and try and see if you can get it. You can wing it. You can fail it a couple of times. But the only thing that will teach you is consistent practice, consistent failure, consistent repetitive doing.
Determination, bro.
Right. So remember the first time I covered a cake in fondant, honey?
The
whole night. And you kept saying, don't worry, you're going to get better. You're going to get better. And then over time, with consistency and continuously doing it, we got better, right?
Yeah.
So who taught me? Who taught you? Nobody. Our mistakes taught us, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So that's it. Who are self-taught, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're not doing it from a place of bragging.
And the thing I was saying, as in regarding, when it comes to formal education, that you have, a certificate or something like that, because that kind of grades you, tells you, okay, have you passed? Have you not passed? You understand? You can now know the level of expertise, right? But from a self-taught perspective, you're graded by the comments. You're graded by your
not
necessarily comments, your efforts. As in the end results. As in this one is practical. If your cakes ain't nice, your clients will let you know. They won't come back straight up. They'll give
no repetition.
No repetition. You ain't getting them no more. Do you understand? So that's where you get your grade. Where you're getting your feedback.
Essentially.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like one of them times when the cake fell. For instance. We say one, okay, yeah, a couple of times when the cake fell. Yeah, exactly my point.
Yeah, and
if we got to school for it, we'll probably have maybe had that.
Avoided that mistake. Would have been a shorter learning curve.
Yeah, shorter learning curve. Do you understand? But then if it happened, it means that we did not pass the class well.
Yeah, then we repeat.
Madness.
You repeat the class. When you repeat the class, you try again. This time you try harder, work twice as hard. Then I couldn't cover a cake. The first ganache, oh my god, the first ganache cake I did, baby went out and came back and met me there.
After 5 hours.
After like 5 hours. And now we can ganache a cake in 5 minutes.
Well, you can.
I can ganache a cake in 5 minutes. Never ever a day did I go for any formal training. Never ever a day was there any complete video online. Oh no, there are actually videos online.
Yeah, there are videos, yeah.
But it doesn't teach you the consistency to use. And there's nobody that uses the consistency that we use, because most of the videos we've watched are foreign videos that the ganache is tilted towards that weather.
Yeah,
and we had to find out the hard way that it's too soft for our weather. So we had to tweak our
So we kind of reinvented.
So it's an original recipe, actually.
We reinvented the wheel.
Because I'm sure most people use a certain recipe and we use something different, right? And that's giving us firmer base for our fondant cakes.
Yeah. Precisely.
Essentially.
So did anybody self-taught us that?
No.
Or formally?
So nobody professionally taught us that. You learned that by mistake. So.
But I still want to understand. I still like. Obviously, she said I'm objective a bit. Okay. But I still like to understand people's perspective.
I would like to hear
why exactly.
Why do people think that if you had any access to any resource, you're not?
Then you're no longer self-taught.
Yeah.
And then remember, because when you're giving your comments, remember to have this in mind. We're not inventors.
Exactly.
There's no one doesn't. Well.
Even the professionally trained people still have people that
learn from someone.
Them. Yeah.
And if you go online blogs and all that, you see where people will go like, professionally self-taught.
Let's be frank. Most of us will actually love formal professional training. For some people, it's fine. They are financially unable to course. Others like me,
it was time. You didn't have the time.
We didn't have time to take out to go and learn. So we were learning as we went along, which took a longer period of time. I could have avoided a lot of mistakes if I actually had that formal training.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm not at the end goal now, and I don't really. So I wouldn't really want to go. I would still want to go. I always tell you about how I want to go to Lagardon Blue. I would like to put Lagardon Blue on my Instagram.
Then
I'll triple my price.
Well, that one you'll be self-taught again. Man.
No, then I'll be professionally trained. And I'll be happy to claim professional training. I'm actually not bragging.
Who you help?
No, babe, it does help. Trust me, there are a lot of things that you will learn in a formal school that would have cut short your learning curve. If you had gone to school for 3 months, someone would have taught you to ganache a cake. You don't have to learn by making many mistakes.
Because you know what you're saying is true. There's a difference when someone as a professional sits down
and teaches you.
You pay them for your time.
Yeah.
For their time. And they're now teaching you, like they're teaching you from the good, the bad, the mistakes, the ugly, all that. They're guiding. It's now for you to take that already made package,
yes,
and take it
and cut short your learning time.
Curve.
That's
the
benefit of professional training.
Yeah,
that's the benefit.
Yeah.
You learn faster. And we do that thing. What you always say. You always say work smart, not hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you cut short the time. So you work smart. Efficiency is better than long hours of hard work. There are a lot of hard workers who are still not making it. So
this self-taught is long.
It's long, hard, painful
work.
But the truth is that when you get to the final goal, you actually learn to avoid a lot of mistakes.
Actually, check this. Go and pay £58,000 or something like that for Wagodon Blue, yeah, and compare it to someone that just wants to learn off the cuff and has YouTube, Instagram videos, and all those
that person will probably take like 5 years to learn.
Talk like 5 years.
Like the other person will teach you that in 6 months.
Yeah, but the money will pin now because you will rise
that actually
up.
Takes us to the next
you
topic.
Will rise up
but that takes us to the next topic I was going to talk about, where I said, what would you pay for? Are you paying for the cost of that person's education, what they're passing at
fantastic,
or are you paying for the value that the person is giving to you, regardless of how they learn what they learn, self-taught or professional? That will be our next topic, honey. As in, I think the next topic we're going to talk about is when it's time to charge for trainings, right? Who is entitled to train more? I also hear people say things like, I went to school, I learned this, I paid, I flew to many places to learn. So when you want me to charge you, I'm not going to charge you 5K like other people. I'm going to charge you 50K because I learned in all these exotic places.
What about coming and going and doing all that and coming to give the knowledge for free?
No, that's not the point. The point is, what are you charging for? What is your cost? Your cost the cost of your training based on? Is it all the money you spend to learn, or is it the value that you're giving to that person? Because somebody that doesn't have that, didn't travel around the world, could know 3 times what you know
and still be delivering a better product
and be delivering better value.
So, actually, you know what?
I think that because I didn't travel or I didn't go to any school doesn't mean I wouldn't charge 100,000 for my training course.
You know, the value we're talking about is not just the taste of the cake. Customer service also applies. It's very many.
So that pricing thing will be our next topic. But to finalize and close out on this topic, babe, when I talk about, remember when it was my birthday, I wanted to do a photo shoot.
Yeah.
We will show you the picture.
Yeah, we'll show you the
professional.
Yeah.
We had this debate on whether we could put chefs on our jackets because we had not gone for formal training.
Yeah.
We actually had to Google it.
We Googled it.
we Googled it.
Yeah, we Googled it.
And then we found out that we actually qualify as chefs because we run our own kitchens.
Yeah.
We are qualified in every sense of the word when it comes to baking, whether it's the taste, whether it's decorating, whether it's all kinds of, not just cakes, but other types of pastries as well.
Yeah.
And so we qualify. Formal training is not the only thing that makes you a chef. You can be a self-taught chef. Please check this and verify it everywhere.
And again, we're going to talk about this because when we're talking about service delivery, especially in the baking industry, we're not just talking about the quality of the product itself, i.e. the quality of the pastry or the cake. It's also about that customer service. Okay,
so I think we just stand proudly on that we're self-taught, not to take any credit from anyone, and we would love to do formal training. I would love to do formal training. My husband is not even full. My husband has a full-time job, by the way. So he's multitasking, working, and still coming to, do stuff here to support. So at the end of the day, I think this whole lengthy video, I don't think we can paste it on Instagram, but then head over to our P&J Lifestyle Bakers page on YouTube and watch the full video if you're interested in our long talk.
And I want to hear the comments, honestly. Like, I really want to get feedback.
Very important.
This is not like just a myopic or just a one-stop. We want to hear what people are thinking regarding, this narrative and other narratives that will bring to the fore. But most
importantly, and I'm sure there are a lot of bakers who now feel bad saying they're self-taught. I don't think anyone should feel bad or anyone should take it seriously. No dig on anyone. If I say I'm self-taught, I am self-taught. I would love to be professionally trained. Love ya. Gotta leave ya. Peace. Bye.